Hello, my name is Esmeralda. I'm 34 years old, and I love pussy.
You guys are in for a treat.
That's like the fourth time he said that, and it still makes me laugh. Welcome to the Basement Boys podcast. This is the third episode, and that's still like that's as funny as we're gonna get.
Yeah, that is the peak.
My name is Cade. I'm pretty sure. Who's this guy to my right?
I'm to your left. Or wait, no, I am to your right.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
my name's Joe.
And I'm Harry.
Yeah, I know you are, but what's your name?
Yes! Funny.
Wow.
Content.
That is so funny.
You fucking bitch.
That is incredibly funny.
Oh man, speaking of abortions,
Oh my god.
do you guys want to hear a story of how I crashed my car the other day?
Oh, yeah, you
right.
want to tell us this.
Yeah,
go.
go for it.
So we had some pretty icy roads as I was driving back to my college from my home. And I was just driving along the roads, and I've been driving for a while. There were icy roads, so I was trying to take it slow, going about like upper 40s, like in the 50s. But I was noticing I wasn't having many problems. Like I was changing lanes perfectly fine. And so like I gradually got up to 60 miles per hour, which you probably shouldn't be doing. But I thought, it seems totally fine. So what the heck? But
This was on like the highway, right?
yeah, I was on a highway, and
You were lucky then.
I was very lucky. As I was driving, I noticed that my car started to just barely rotate to the right and the left, like as I was just driving completely straight. I wasn't trying to change lanes or anything.
I've had that happen to me before, I think.
And it's just kind of slipping. I'm like, oh, I have no traction right now. And so I don't remember if I tried to turn the wheel like slightly to try and like reposition myself, but all of a sudden my car just like turned to the left and started like sliding like off to the left side of the road.
Ooh, that's oncoming traffic.
Yeah, I was very lucky. There wasn't any oncoming traffic. But you know how there's like a ditch like between like the two sides of the highways of like north and south or whatever?
Yep.
And you know how like how skateboarders when they get on a half pipe they go in and they go through
your
and back out.
Did your car did a half pipe?
That's what my car did, but sideways.
Oh my god, dude.
So yeah, my car was like proportional to the
I would be
to the
shitting
road I was
myself.
on. It was completely sideways, and so I half piped like through the ditch between the highways, just like, and then I'm just like, fuck, oh god,
Yeah.
And so then I clapped myself back on the other side of the highway. Now on the highway going the other direction. Luckily, there were no cars on that side. Otherwise, then that might have been the end of me. But then I slid a little bit, now facing the exact opposite direction of where I was when this all started. Slid a little bit and then stopped like at the very beginning of like an exit ramp to go onto like another highway. And I was there. And yeah,
Did you call someone at this point?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was one of the scariest moments of my life, just half piping through a ditch in my car. Yeah.
I've been in like I've never been on like I'm not really the most experienced driver, unfortunately. I wasn't on a highway, but there was like a fucking blizzard where I lived once, and I was at a friend's house when it was snowing, and I got there before it started to snow, and I get outside, and there was no snowplows that night. They pretty much just said fuck it for some reason. Like you're on your own, and so there was like ice on the road with snow over it, and so I was driving in like a 45 mile per hour zone at like 10 miles per hour to get home.
All right, Grandma.
And very occasionally there'd be a car behind me of like a more experienced driver who would I'd just be like, just go fucking, I will wave my hand, just be like, go past me, and they'd go. But it was like really, really dangerous. It was bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I took the exact opposite approach. I was on the road for like an hour at that point and I didn't see any problems. And even though against my better judgments, I should have been going slow. Oh, I forgot to mention this. I think the roads actually weren't as bad as I thought they were, but the problem was right before that happened, I was going over a bridge. And so I think the roads were like especially icy. So that's why I lost control. Like because like there was like roads were
oh my god!
iced
Imagine
over.
what did the bridge have like rails and shit?
Well, yeah, but I wasn't. By the time I started going over the road, I was off the bridge.
I know, but if you had like started going significantly earlier, the bridge rails I imagine aren't super like stable depending on the bridge. So you might have been fucked if that had
Possibly, yeah. I think I would have like banged the side of it, but yeah.
Well,
so
that still wouldn't have been
I'm
good.
perfectly fine. No injuries to me whatsoever. Just did a little bit of sliding. Like seriously, no injuries whatsoever. My car wasn't so lucky.
Thank God.
It's like front 2 tires.
Is it like totaled now?
No. Well, we don't know yet. The only damage that I saw, like the body was perfectly fine, but the 2 front tires, they were like bent like crazy, like to the sides from being like dragged across like the ditch in the road, like for such a long distance.
it's like a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like a Hot Wheels car, and so because like once the sliding was over, I tried to like press on the gas, see if my car would like still go forward because I didn't know the wheels were bent at the time, and it just made like a weird like sound. I was like, that doesn't sound good. But the car was still running perfectly fine. Like the podcast I was listening to, which was totally the Basement Boys podcast. Subscribe. No,
Causing car crashes since 1959.
yeah. No, it
If
was
you're listening to us while you're driving right now, you will crash in 3, 2.
no, it was another podcast, but it was playing completely fine. Like my car had like no damages whatsoever. The exterior was perfectly fine, totally unscratched. It was just the tires were bent. So I'm assuming the only damages to the car are like in like the steering and like the wheel systems. So me and my family are crossing our fingers like that the car isn't total, because then I'll be fucked over with higher insurance rates for the rest of my life. But so I don't know. We'll see.
The only accident I've ever gotten involved in, like I said, I'm not a very experienced driver. I really got to get more practice. I do have my license, though, just because we're at college.
I hope you have your license and you're driving.
Yeah, I do have my license. But anyway, I was like, this is back in high school. I had like just freshly gotten it then. So I was super nervous. I'm a nervous person, if you can't tell. So I went
What are you talking about? Is it obvious? Why you're staring at me?
Anyway, I went to go in my parking spot, my like assigned parking spot for my school, and it was during the winter, so I was trying to be extra cautious, and I was shit at parking, and there was a car next to my parking spot.
No.
Oof.
And I hit it. It was not very hard. I was going like 1 mile an hour. It was very not hard at all. And I immediately was just like, fuck. And so I backed up.
That's a pretty perfect reaction, yeah.
Yeah, I immediately like backed up and got into my normal parking spot. I got out. I looked at like, they weren't in the car. It was like a parked car that was empty. I looked like at the fender and like the fender. And there was like the back fender. And there was like bumper, yes. I'm not a car guy.
I don't know either, actually.
Anyway, I look at the bumper, and there's like a significant crack in it, and I'm just thinking, oh fuck, oh fuck. But spoiler for the end of the story, I guess. It turned out the crack was either there beforehand or they just didn't care about it because they never called like our insurance or anything.
Just say it was there beforehand and drive away.
Yeah, I think it was there beforehand. But me, being the stupid, lawful, good character I am,
I must find these people and tell them of my misdeed.
I immediately went. I went into the school. Went to like not the principal's office, I don't think, but like just the
attention all students. I have crashed into some bitch's car. Their license plate is.
I went to the what was it? Yeah, I went to the office of like student affairs, something like that, and I told them, and they like. Did they go on the intercom? No, I don't think they went on the intercom. But they like called the person down and we talked and they were like, it's fine. It's whatever.
That's good.
Yeah. And so we worked it out. They'd called my insurance, but they never did because I guess the crack was there beforehand.
Oh, awesome.
That actually
no harm, no foul.
That actually reminds me. I went to like the student. I had lost my phone, my cell phone at one point.
Because you'd be on that phone.
I found it at. Okay, I swear to God.
Be on that damn phone.
I lost it at one point. I found it eventually, but when I lost it, I was like, "Oh shit! Oh fuck!" So I went to like the student dean's student office. I don't know what the specific title was.
Yeah.
And like I talked to like the school police officer, and he was like, "Ulrich, can you call your dad for me?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I don't have my phone."
No.
And he was like,
oh, wait.
Give me on that damn phone.
and he was like, what's his phone number? And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's in my phone though. And he looks at me and he just goes, Are you kidding me? It was so funny.
Classic. Oh man, millennials, am I right?
It's like, I don't know my parents' phone number. It's just in my phone.
Yeah, I don't have any car-related stories since I can't drive.
You can't
Wait,
drive, really?
what?
I don't have my license.
Really?
I never got it.
That is okay.
Do you like live in like a big city or something?
I didn't really need to. Like my dad would stay at home and he drove me.
You should probably get that.
I'm gonna
as
get
soon
it
as possible.
I'm gonna get it like over a
want to
break.
get your driver's license. Sheldon Cooper over here, like, take me to the boss.
I'm gonna get
Take
it.
me to
over,
my recording session.
I'm gonna get it over the break. It's
that's
like
cool. That's good.
like
Well, like spring break or summer break?
like, hell if I fucking know.
I do need to get,
know.
I do need to get more practice myself.
Yeah.
I've been driving for about like more than 3 years now.
I've driven for like 2-3 years, but I haven't driven at all the last couple of months because college.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm 19. I got my license pretty early, so I've had a good experience. Plus, I drive to here and to and from like the college a lot to my house because I don't live that near to my college. So I've got a lot of experience driving on like highways and things like that. But that didn't help me when when I got icy.
we had a driver's ed program at my school that you're forced to go through if you want to get a driver's license. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I go through it, and they're like, if you just do everything we tell you to do in class, at the end you'll be able to take your driver's license test. You will have fulfilled all your hours. And then we get to the end of the school year, and they're like, yeah. You need to come back over the summer 15 times. That's
how they get
and
you.
I'm like,
Wow.
fuck off.
More education, please. More money in our pocketbooks.
Capitalism. Am I right?
So basically, we should instate communism in the United States.
Right.
No, we
Anyway.
shouldn't, because that has killed many, many people.
Here's my
Right.
10-page essay on why we should.
Right. Anyway, video games.
Oh yeah, we advertise this podcast as a totally epic podcast by gamers for gamers.
Yeah, we talked
but
about games once.
we don't talk about that much about video games.
We're
So
all,
you guys play Fortnite?
we're all gamers here.
Don't go down that path.
Yep.
But
I know, Joe. I noticed you said you guys play Fortnite. I say that phrase a lot. Like whenever there's like an awkward silence, I'm hanging out with friends. I'll just be like, so do you guys play Fortnite?
yeah, we were walking.
But now Apex Legends is
Yeah,
the shit,
that's
so I got to start saying that.
we were
That's
walking
your new
back.
thing.
We were walking back from Joe's place one time, and me and Kate saw a fucking rabbit, and he's just like, "So you play Fortnite?"
Going to the rabbit.
Yeah, to
I don't
the
have.
rabbit.
I don't think I have the video anymore. Do you think you have the video? Did I like send it to you?
I didn't save the Snapchat.
Oh my god. Okay.
I took the video and I was like, there's a random rabbit like standing like by a sidewalk, and I was like, I'll do something funny. Just record it. I'm like, hey, sir, do you play Sir, do you play Fortnite? He just bounces away. I'm like, wait.
Y'all got games on your phone?
This is still on the subject of games. Have you ever heard of Super Seducer?
Yes, I have.
No, I have not. Go ahead.
It was just okay. Imagine a guy who looks like John Lennon without a beard or glasses, and imagine him making a. How would you describe it, Harrison?
Imagine an egotistical John Wick making a dating sim.
Sort of. Not even a dating scheme. It's like, we will train you to seduce women or something like that.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
It was a one-man eco project.
And it was, I'm
Welcome
pretty
to
sure.
Incels Anonymous.
I'm almost, judging from the content, I'm almost certain it had to be ironic or something. But, okay, so it's like, it's live action. It's all video clips.
Oh, that's even worse.
And like, you get to a point in the clip of the guy trying to seduce the girl, and it'll come up like, A, do this, B, do this, C, do this. And like, there's the obviously right choice, and then 3 just definitely not right choices. And
so it's like a quiz with extra steps.
sort of. one of them was like, you approach a girl on the sidewalk, blah 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 blah, and one of the options was just touch yourself in front of her. So
That's hilarious.
if you pick that option, I was watching a video on it. If you pick that option, it just shows the guy starting to rub his crotch to his jeans, and the girl is like, "Ew, what are you doing?" And walks away, and the guy's like, "What did I do wrong?"
What's the problem?
And then it cuts to the guy
You
again.
like this?
And then it cuts to the guy in a suit going like, "Don't touch yourself in front of women."
Now, come on, boys. When you're out on the town, don't touch yourself, all right?
And
That's not being very gentlemanly.
The reason I thought about it is because they made a sequel
Of course they did.
Oh, God.
Of course they did.
And one of the options, the
Great.
girl's on a date, and it's like, talk about this, talk about that. And the third one's like, talk about Fortnite. And it's like, the guy's like, so I know this game called Fortnite, and you mine materials, and you fight zombies. Not even talking about the multiplayer mode.
Yeah, that
And
probably wasn't a thing
you
when
can
the
just,
game was created.
You can see, it was. You can just see the girl getting more and more like, I
Yeah.
need to leave.
That sounds fun. I'll talk to you later.
Like, you don't talk about video games and stuff on the first date, I don't think, unless you know the other person's into it.
That's true.
Maybe you put that in your dating bio, just so they know.
I
But,
play video games.
Speaking,
0 right swipes.
speaking of weird ass games,
oh, they should know what they're getting.
what?
What'd you say?
They should know what you're getting. Like, you should be honest in your bio. Like, if you like video games, you should probably put it so they know what you're
Yes,
getting.
sir. Yeah, what were you saying, Harry?
All right, First, let's talk about this. Then we should mention Tinder bios.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, you're
just wait. All right, so there's a game I downloaded a long time ago called Alona Plus, and
I've never heard of this.
I know about it because of this YouTuber named Seth.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy.
Seth Sejad, or however you say his name.
Is this what the one with the snail playing the piano?
No.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yes,
it
okay,
is.
I have heard of this.
All right.
I have heard of this,
So
too.
there was an RPG. Alona is an RPG where basically it's a shitpost.
That's an accurate description.
All right, you got several classes. You got you have every normal class, and then you have like a pianist,
That is someone who plays piano. It's not a penis joke.
pianist. That's all. I think that's the only weird one. You got
That's surprising.
Then you got the classes, human, or races, human, elf, all the normal fantasy shit, snail, and so basically,
You can
start
play a
off.
snail carrying a grand piano.
Yes, you can be a snail slowly being crushed to death because weight's a thing, and a snail has the weight factor of like a fucking leaf, so it can't. It's trying to lift its piano up and move.
I can tell you're like struggling like to describe this game because it's just such bullshit.
It's so weird. I
Can't
can't.
you also? Okay, I remember you telling me you could chop down a tree, but instead of getting wood, you just get the tree in your inventory and then you can place it.
Not chop it down. You can use the steal command and steal a tree from the forest. I once walked into a town and stole their well.
Oh yeah.
You just pick it up and leave.
All right, now speaking of the first town, actually speaking of the beginning of the game,
This game is free, you said, right? Isn't it on Steam?
it is
too?
very free and it is non-Steam.
Oh,
What's it called again?
Alona Plus.
Alona Plus.
I
All
gotta
right.
get it anyway.
Check it out, guys.
So Alona Plus, you start off in a cave with two elves who basically saved you from a magical storm of AIDS. That's
Okay, then.
that is what it basically is. And so the elves in there they trick you into eating a dead body, and they're like,
Classic.
oh my god, they actually did it.
Oh, well, I guess he's an admin now.
So you you leave, and the magical wind aids I mentioned are it's something called ether wind.
The magical wind aids.
And
Do
if
not
you're-
have
and if
sex with the wind.
If you're exposed to it on the overworld, you get horrific defects. Like you can grow 3 arms and an extra head.
Yeah, I had AIDS once. I had 2 penises, which is like 3 more than normal.
But you
Wait,
go to
what?
No, sorry, go on.
once you go to the first town, you get the choice of 3 companions: dog, cat, little girl. I'm not fucking kidding. Oh my.
Does the little girl have a name?
No.
Just a little girl.
You can't name them, I think. I never.
We're naming you Shitstain. Come on now.
But
Shit stain in the AIDS store, rated R.
there's so much weird shit about the game. Like you can be playing a pianist and be playing in a local bar, and like 10 people will chuck rocks at you and you'll die.
Ooh, give me a concussion.
Boo, you stink. Just like in real life.
You can be Just in the first town, you can talk to a random NPC, and 9/10 of the time they will say, "Everybody loves Shayna's ass."
Who's Shayna?
Shayna's the local barmaid.
Ah, classic. I'm sure everyone would love Shayna's ass back in the day.
I went to a abandoned dungeon that was in the first town graveyard, and they had AK-47s.
You know.
So you can be a snail wielding an AK, holding a grand piano on your back.
That is if you're not crushed by all your stuff before like 10 steps are over.
Let's go, Gary.
So yeah, go check it out, guys.
Yeah.
One more time. What's that title, Harry?
Alona Plus. Download it. It is amazing.
Download for free today
At miniclip.com.
A slightly more serious game, RPG. Have you guys heard of Sanctuary RPG?
That's that ASCII thing, right?
No.
Is that what text art's called? ASCII? ASCII, right?
Yeah.
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 It's all ASCII art. There's no graphics, so it's very like retro in style. If you've ever, it's not as complicated as something like Dungeons and Dragons, but it has a lot of like same elements, and it's actually really fun. I haven't. I've been busy with life in college, unfortunately, so I haven't been able to really get into it.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of fucking excuses over there, Joe.
But you can. But it like automatically, after you choose like your class and all that, it just automatically generates your backstory, and they're all shit posts. Like, you woke up today, you found out you were adopted, and then you got lost in the wind, or just something like that. I can't think of what it was.
Gone with the wind.
Oh man.
You know what really blows my mind?
What?
The fact that email is free. Like, you can, as long as you have like a computer and you're connected to the internet, you can send a message or a picture or a video or anything to anyone for absolutely free.
Messaging people with just random shit was how the internet got started.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, it started out as free, and then people were just like, I'm not willing to pay for this, so they can't do anything about it.
I know, but I just found that it's incredible. That,
it is.
There are so many.
Totally.
There are so many different like email like servers like Gmail and Yahoo and like Outlook.
Let's be honest. Most people use Gmail.
Yeah, and then, you can just sign up for an account, and then you can instantly send whatever you want to people, and you don't have to pay any extra money for it. All you got to do is just have like a bunch of like ads in the corner of your screen, and that's it. And I think that's
all
really
it takes
incredible.
is the government looking at everything you send.
That's true.
Yeah. Like I find it amazing that they proved that, and we still haven't made the government stop doing that.
You can't make the government. You can't force the government to do anything.
We could if we voted, but just not enough people care, I guess, to like go to the effort of protesting and all that.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between protesting and voting.
Well, yeah, that too.
Protesting doesn't really accomplish anything, but voting has a small sliver of accomplishment.
Protesting can have a small. It depends on the protest, I guess.
You know, if you're
in the context,
if you're out in the streets and you're completely butt naked and you have a sign that says "Free the nipple," no one's gonna take you seriously.
I mean, the French mastered the art of protest.
Oh God, I generally I think that people should like sort of live a little before they protest, like for any reason. Like you should have some world experience first. Like college students protesting, including myself, I think should probably get a little more like life experience, like graduate, maybe go a year with a job or something.
It's always
like live a little.
It's always like
live first.
Older teenagers and like young adults who are like going out in the streets, putting on like their sunglasses and like putting like a scarf around their like on their neck and like wearing like dark hoodies and got like spray paint. Like, we're gonna make a difference. People are gonna take us seriously. And then
let's smash the Starbucks.
Everyone who's
steal the gift cards.
Everybody who either has common sense or is over the age of 30 is just like, wow, what a bunch of dumbasses.
Well, no, because protesting can work, I think, in some regards.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
You should live first.
I'm obviously not going to say that protesting has never worked, like with like the women's like rights movement, like way back when they're learning to vote, and like the civil rights movement.
Martin Luther King, yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
But like, there are many cases today where people are protesting about very, very foolish things.
We won't name any specific things because we don't want to get demonetized.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Opinions are bad.
How did we get here from games?
How did we?
You just brought it up out of
Future
nowhere.
Cade, replay the part that transitioned from us from games to this.
I don't really
think it didn't exist.
I don't really think there was a transition, honestly. I think I just brought up email and then we just kind of went on from there.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I'm just looking at my ideas sheet for like random things I wrote down over the course of the week of things to talk about. I wrote down, funnily enough, I wrote down, I've gotten back into Pokemon Go, and since I've written that, like a week, no. And since hold on. And since I've written that,
Future K put the artifacts all from the crowd.
Let's spin that record one more time.
Just the audio, not the visual.
But since I've written that down a week ago, I actually stopped playing it. So actually, yeah, retract the awe because I don't play it anymore.
Play it in reverse.
Yeah. So what else is on that list there, buddy?
No, I was going to say because Pokemon Go, it's sort of fun.
It makes me mad.
No, the problem is with me is that it's so poorly optimized. Like, every time I use it and it's open for more than 5 minutes, my phone will immediately become super hot. And I have a Galaxy S7, which isn't like too old of a phone, but not too new of a phone. It's pretty middle of the line.
Is that the exploding one or no?
No. That was something else. It was like the Note 7. This is the S7.
Okay.
But it like came out like around the time like Pokemon Go came out, I believe, or maybe after that. But even so, when I use Pokemon Go, my phone becomes extremely hot, and the battery just drains like crazy whenever you use Pokemon Go. And that sucks because when you're using it, like you're outside, you can have like the brightness up so you can see your screen, and that makes it even worse. And I'm like, I can't play this. This game is supposed to be meant outside. I can't play it for more than an hour without my phone catching on fire and wanting to kill itself.
The thing is, okay, I tried to get back into Pokemon Go a little bit, but I couldn't. I know they've done some stuff. They've like changed some things and added some
They've changed
Pokemon,
so many things.
But it makes me mad. Pokemon Go makes me mad because they literally took over the fucking planet for like a month, and they completely wasted the opportunity.
I agree.
Like like they had the biggest opportunity. Every fucking person on Earth was playing it, and they fucking didn't listen to anyone, and it faded, and they completely wasted their opportunity.
I remember. I'll never forget that first glorious month when Pokemon Go came out, where
there were crowds of people.
World peace was achieved.
Someone yelled, a big crowd of people. Someone yelling, "Dratini!"
Exactly. Yeah,
they got more people exercising than Michelle Obama did in like a month.
Yeah, the first
and
day
she has her arms.
The first day I got it, I went outside. There were like two other little kids and like this other girl in my neighborhood, and they were like, "Well, I think there's a Bulbasaur." Like, I'm like, "Where?" Like, I think it's this direction. Let me go over and catch it. And we're like, "Yeah, dude." Like, all right, I'm gonna go see you. Like, "Yeah, dude, have fun catching them." And I'm like, "This is the best, dude." Like, just thinking back on it, I almost want to cry. It was the most beautiful thing in the world.
It was so good. I remember, just that first month where you just meet strangers at the park and just be like, "Yeah, Pokemon, woo!"
Yeah, I was walking through my town. I was with like 5 of my other friends, and I had like an Ash Ketchum hat that I had bought for Pokemon Go.
Really? You bought that for Pokemon Go?
Just so I could wear it around. I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking Pokemon master.
Yo, let's go LARPing, boys.
Yeah, and and I'm just walking through my town, like my downtown, just like spinning, stops, getting items. The people are driving by, like, "Gotta catch them all, dude!" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" It was the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah,
but
and then they wasted it. They wasted it.
The downfall started. If you guys don't remember, when Pokemon Go first came out, there was a system of where if you like clicked like in the lower corner, like it showed like Pokemon that were nearby, and it would show like a little like a meter of steps, like showing how close something was. So if there's like 1 footprint like below a Pokemon, it was very close. If there's like 3 footprints, it was far away.
It didn't work.
It did work.
It didn't work well.
It for the most part, it worked. And if you kept walking and the foot symbol changed like from 3 to 2, you knew you were getting closer to Pokemon. And it was like, oh, they're actually out there. I can go hunting for Pokemon that I know are there. This is like a very like involving experience. But then because either A, it didn't work very well, which in some cases it had some glitches, but for the most part it worked well. But the reason I think that they took it out was because people knew where the Pokemon were. People would trespass into areas that they weren't supposed to go to, and which was a very common thing that you'd see in the news, like people sneaking into private property or places they weren't supposed to go to catch a rare Pokemon.
Someone fell into a cave.
Yeah, a lot of accidents and very, like, I think maybe like a few deaths occurred as well. But and trespassing and things, and so I think Niantic felt pressured to remove that tracking element out of the game.
They shouldn't have removed the tracking. They should have A, fixed it, and B, like, worse, I guess, to make sure not to have them in private property. But it just...
Yeah,
I remember, like you said, that first month, and it was so beautiful.
It was.
And if they had just worked hard and, like, fixed the tracking,
Yeah.
add an actual, like, combat system like the normal Pokemon games, it could have been so good and lasted, like... I think it could have lasted, but it
Don't get me
didn't.
wrong. The player base is still huge. Like the gyms around our college campus, they're changed constantly. There are still people playing all the time.
Yeah, but
it will
not,
never
it's
be
nowhere
as huge.
like it once was.
It'll never be as huge as when it was. But it basically the entire country was playing the game.
The whole world, really.
It's just, it was a good mobile experience. It was a shit game.
Yeah, it was hardly even a game though.
It really was.
It was like a fun activity. But once they took out the tracking element, it became like a game. Like you didn't know where the Pokemon were. You just had to hope something cool spawned near you.
Even then, like without the tracking, like even with the tracking in, it didn't work well from what I remember. And there wasn't enough features. There was enough features to hook people in, but not enough to keep them there unless they like update and flesh it out. And they never did.
Yeah, the updates were rather slow.
What team were you on?
I'm on Team Valor.
I was Team Instinct.
Yeah.
What was the
Harrison, what about you?
Did you play it?
Which was Instinct?
Yellow.
That's the yellow one.
Oh, I was blue.
Oh, you missed
so
it.
we're all three.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of think it fits our personalities, actually, in a weird way.
Yeah, I'm a black woman.
I knew it.
What were you going to say, Harry?
Say, is Gen 4 in it yet?
Yes, it is. It is.
Is Absol there?
Absol's Gen 3.
Oh, God.
Absol
It's occurring
so
to me.
Absol is in.
Guys, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm a Pokemon master. If you ask me any Pokemon trivia, I can answer it for you.
How many dicks does Shroomish have?
How many dicks does Shroomish have? I'm going to... hold on, let me look it up real quick. It's 0.
You know, it's occurring to me, what have we done? It's occurring to me that if this podcast does ever get popular, and this video specifically does, there's going to be fan art of us as all the different teams.
I'm just a black, trans woman. Oh, my God.
Just get that Patreon commission, man. Come on.
Speaking of dicks on Pokemon, have you guys seen Cradily?
What?
Have you guys seen the Pokemon?
I'm very scared.
Cradily.
It's
the evolved.
It's a sea anemone Pokemon.
It's the evolved version of Lily, the fossil Pokemon. Cradily has
I vaguely think I know.
Cradily has like a bunch of dicks on it.
Okay, then.
Cradley's terrifying.
I'll put a picture above it. It's basically like this green little barnacle looking thing with eyes sunken into like a dark insert at a head area, and then around the head there's 7 just dick looking tentacle looking things. Once you notice it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah,
I'll put a picture up. They have no idea what I'm talking about, but
Yeah,
I do know what you're talking about. It's just
I do not.
Oh, it's
The last Pokemon game I played. Okay, I'm trying to think of the ones I've finished 2 of the two. I think 2. I finished 2 of the Pokemon games. Actually finished them through to completion.
which ones?
X and I think it was
X and Y.
Alpha. What was it?
Alpha Sapphire.
Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, Alpha Sapphire.
That's what I'm playing right now. Actually.
I played. Funny story about that actually. My parents didn't know that I had on my Christmas list that year, get me Pokemon Alpha Sapphire or Omega Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know they were different. They didn't know they were basically the same game, so they got me both.
Oh,
And I was like, well, okay, thanks. And I told them.
wait, so they got you both Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's awesome.
A friend of mine I was at part of the video game club at my school.
Video game club. Catch them all.
And the guy who ran it wanted to get the Pokemon game but couldn't for some reason, or he broke his. And I was like, yeah, I got both. You can just have one. And he was like, really? And I gave it to him, and he hugged me.
What a philanthropist.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've played.
Those were the 2 I finished to completion, but I've also played but not finished. I think it was either Sun or Moon and Pokemon White. Or was it Black? I don't know.
Pokemon race relations.
I've played every Pokemon generation multiple times.
I believe it.
I'm a total Pokemon master. I'm currently playing through Alpha Sapphire again for some reason, even though that game was 5 years old. But I've just got a weird itch to play it. I don't know. I just like Pokemon.
I do like I said, I didn't complete Sun and Moon. I played a little bit of it, but then I got distracted by other things. I do like how, from what I've heard, they sort of changed the whole gym system. Like it's because it was pretty much basically the same game. Like
they did
7 times.
It's not gyms
they
anymore.
changed it.
It's like trials where like instead of going into a building and like saying like I'm gonna battle all the trainers and solve the puzzle and then the gym leaders at the end. It's just like a trial where like you go out and like you do something and like you beat the trial.
Like
here's your trial thing, and then more often than not there's a Pokemon involved. So, but I don't know.
I like that. I like that they tried to do something different.
It's all right.
Also, I heard Red was in that one.
He was. What were you gonna say, Harry?
Yeah.
I was looking over at Harry, and he just had like this look on his face, like I've had something to say for 5 minutes.
I did.
Now we're not gonna let him say it anyway. So Pokemon now.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay. Like the last Pokemon game I played was Moon, and Jesus Christ, that game was awesome. Like,
yeah, I like it.
I gotta play it.
It was. For some reason, it felt significantly harder than other Pokemon games.
I thought it was fairly easy.
Did they have the EXP share in that one?
They do.
Okay.
They do.
Yeah.
Even with that,
for the record, I admit I use it.
Yeah, even with that thing, like a couple of the,
I could just see Cade losing a little bit of respect for me.
Like a couple of the island leaders just kick my ass. Like,
yeah, I agree. They're probably the only challenging part about the game, but in most like every like battle and stuff like that is very easy. You have the EXP share on. That's because like they like the first like 5 generations from like Red and Blue through like Black and White 2, they were fairly challenging. They had their fair share of challenges because if you wanted to level up and like be on par, you had to go battle wild Pokemon. Like, you had to go out and grind. Otherwise, it was going to be a challenge. Like, you had to do the right moves and understand type advantages and, like, know, like, what Pokemon are good against other Pokemon. But now, starting with X and Y, they added in the EXP share, which not only does the Pokemon that you have out get experience of the battle, but also every single other Pokemon in your party also gets experience as well. Not the full amount, but a little bit. So you're always like 5 levels above. Like every party member is like 5 levels above every trainer's best Pokemon, and it's so easy.
I just loved like stuffing Pokepuffs down my Pokemon.
That's true.
I remember in Black and White, I got stuck due to the rival. I think his name was N. Like at one of the cities, the one with like the carnival. I couldn't beat him in that one.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You guys had the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Dude, that Ferris wheel in Black and White. Dude, some of the rides you can go on with people, it's like has like some sexual undertones.
What?
You go inside the Ferris wheel, and one time you go in with like this like hiker guy or something like that, and the whole time he's talking about like, oh man, it's getting really hot in here.
Aren't you supposed to be 12 in that game?
I'm sweating. Actually, in Black and White, you're like 16 or something
really?
like that. Like, yeah,
well, that's still bad.
Yeah, in the Unova region, you're much older, but yeah, you're like in this Ferris wheel, like this hot Ferris wheel car, and it's like, oh, I'm sweating in here. Oh boy, it's very creepy.
I did like the Wonder Trading. That was cool.
Yeah, I like Wonder Trading.
Also,
there's a lot of shit Pokemon on there, though.
I get the feeling that I had a friend who. Yeah, I can probably say this. I had a friend who like would hack it. And at school who like
wait you were saying I can't sell my friend out, he's hacking, he's gonna go to jail.
No, I don't know who this was, but I had a friend who I don't know, he could like hack it or modify it. I don't know exactly what it was, but he could basically get you any shiny Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like
that's easy.
Imagine me going up to like someone in school who was like in the trench coat like a drug dealer, like, you want any Pokemon you want? So I got like a shiny Mew, I remember, I think. That was, or Mewtwo. That was fun.
My friend got into like Pokemon egg hatching, and he got a shiny on his first try.
Whoa!
Wow!
Lucky.
You actually there's this thing.
You're gonna have to name this episode just "We Rant About Pokemon."
Yeah, this is the Pokemon episode. If you breed 2 different Pokemon that are from different locations in the world, there's actually a greater chance that the child will be shiny.
Yeah, I heard that.
How much of a greater chance?
I don't remember.
Significant, but still low.
It's low, but if you're going to like hunt, like go for shiny Pokemon, it's a good method. It's called the Masuda method because like some guy like in Japan, like with the last name of Masuda, like he added that into the game or something like that.
God, I have not heard that word, the phrase, the Masuda method, since years ago when I watched Jay Witz during my Pokemon phase.
Jay Witz here. Today we're gonna look at find shiny Pokemon. Nintendo fans. Yeah, he was a good channel.
Is he still around?
I don't think he uploads that much anymore.
Oh,
he definitely is. Still
he was
around.
wholesome.
He's just like Kate said.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously fallen out of the limelight, but I think he still does make videos. I don't know.
He falls back to the limelight whenever a new Pokemon game is announced.
That's true. Yeah, he a few years ago, he branded himself as a Nintendo channel rather than a Pokemon channel. But he still, I'd say, he mainly focuses on Pokemon.
yeah.
His avatar is
Don't quote me on that, but
his avatar is a dude in a catch Etchum.
yeah.
And a cash me outside.
Catch Etchum.
Cash Etchum from Power Tone.
Look, it's Mr. Pokemon.
Yeah, it's his character with Ash Ketchum's outfit on. But yeah, Pokemon's cool, and
I do like how it has okay, to be fair, I guess they're not really that creepy to us now, but when I was a kid, the creepypastas and stuff just the stories were legitimately
the Lavender Town ones.
Yeah, they were just legitimately, they had a creepiness to them.
If you guys are watching this podcast and you don't know about the old Lavender Town creepypasta Pokemon, there's a story or the creepypasta of in the first versions of Pokemon games, Red and Green, which were released in Japan.
Oh my God!
There's a certain
no, literally as you're talking about it, the lights behind you flickered.
oh God! Oh fuck!
The girl from the rings coming for her
Bulbasaur's
child
coming,
protection
run,
money.
run.
But there's this town in the game called Lavender Town that, from the original games, it has very infamously creepy music. Go and give it a listen. Search Lavender Town music. And
the lights are flickering significantly.
Yeah, it's very creepy. We're all gonna die, but I'm gonna keep talking anyways. But and they say that there was a creepypasta of kids in Japan, when they listen to this song, it's on the Japanese version only.
They get seizures. It was
yes. They said there was high pitched frequencies in the song that only kids could hear, and it would do crazy things to them from a range of giving them headaches and seizures to making them want to kill themselves and kill others and go crazy. Now it's all a fake story, but if you listen to the song, it's really creepy.
It was a creepy song.
It kind of makes you it's obviously fake, because obviously you'd hear about a bunch of children's suicides on the news.
Yeah, during the fucking video games.
Yeah, during
video games are evil.
And especially during Pokemania when everyone knew about it.
Yeah.
But
what was this story called, Cade?
What story? Lavender Town Syndrome.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yep, Lavender Town Syndrome.
There's also there is legitimately some. Oh yeah, in Lavender Town, the reason it had creepy music was it was a graveyard. They had a giant graveyard there. That was the thing.
There's a lot of creepypastas surrounding Lavender Town. It's mostly ghost related. You can go check them out. We're not going to say all of them in the podcast.
The thing is, we should probably wrap up Pokemon soon because
alienating people. You did,
but
in Lavender Town, you did fight a ghost.
True.
That's true.
And the thing is, they do legitimately put creepy stuff in Pokemon sometimes with no explanation.
There really is.
There was, I think in X and Y, you can go into some of the.
I remember this.
You can go into some of the buildings in the Paris ripoff place.
Yeah,
and it is. Look at the gym. It's like the tower. Yeah. But in one of the buildings, if you go to a certain floor, there's no music. It is completely empty. You walk in. The lights flicker, and then one of those ghost Pokemon trainer girls appears behind you.
Yeah, the Hex Maniac.
And then just slowly walks up to you, and then texts.
No, she doesn't walk. She just floats.
Does she?
She has no walking animation.
Yeah, she just floats up to you and says, "No, you are not the one."
He is not.
And then
the
she
one.
disappears.
And it disappears.
And that is it. There is no explanation.
Music
There's nothing
music
in the
comes back
code.
on. It's over, and it was never explained.
Yeah.
They just put that in the game.
And then
there's also a creepy house you can go into where a guy tells a story, but I don't think that's not really as creepy.
Not really.
But the scariest one is the case where the ghost that says there's a blackout happening when lights are clearly on behind.
Oh my God!
But seriously, have you seen the Pokemon Moon Pokédex?
Dude.
Holy shit, it's dark.
There's a lot of Pokedex entries in the new games in Sun and Moon where they go into very detail of how certain Pokemon will kill their prey.
The death Pokemon. It kills itself every day, but it's cursed to come back to life.
There was one for Gengar where it's in previous games it'd be oh, it's mischievous. It likes to lick things.
It lives in the shadows.
Oh, God.
Meanwhile, in the Pokemon Moon, it's this Pokemon will eat your soul when you're sleeping.
Yeah,
will
pretty
eat
much.
your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my God.
hang on, I can look it up the exact one.
I'll go ahead.
We really should probably change the topic.
We'll go off on after this.
All right, we'll cut. We'll be right back when Harry's found a totally epic Pokedex entry.
Who's that Pokemon? It's the Basement Boys!
All right, in Moon, it apparently wishes for a traveling companion. Since it was once human itself, it tries to create one by taking the lives of other humans.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's like that level of like disturbance right there is like half the entries of the newer games.
Is Japan okay? Like, are they okay?
No, okay, Pokemon Sun. The one is, should you feel yourself attacked by Sun Chill, is evidence of an approaching Gengar. There was no escaping it. Give up.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Just like,
Jesus.
you will die. It will eat you. Run. Just submit.
I know there's like been like a history of saying like if the room like suddenly becomes like 40 degrees colder, there's probably a Gengar. But my God, I didn't know it was
Just
going to
give
kill
up.
you. Wow. All right. We've been talking about Pokemon for like half an hour.
Okay, but before we change topic, I do just want to mention this one last thing. Now,
Yeah, go ahead.
there was an episode of the anime, I think they changed in the American one, where they repel like a Gengar with a cross. Like
It was a
crucifix.
Ghastly, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the picture.
Or was
This
it
is like holding up
Ghastly?
a cross
Ghastly, yeah.
to a Ghastly.
Yes.
She
Okay.
praises Arceus. All right.
Topic shift, so now the non-Pokemon people
Topic
can
change. Do you
come
guys
back.
remember? You guys remember Solar freaking Roadways?
No.
Yes.
There was a advertising campaign of people trying to promote this idea of solar roadways, where they would build roads out of like octagon-shaped panels of solar panels.
I remember this.
And it would be great for energy, but it never went anywhere.
Why haven't that? Well, I think it would cost to install it like everywhere. It would cost a shit ton of money. Is the thing.
But they would pay for themselves because they're solar powered.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. I guess.
Like I guess I remember seeing that like 10 years ago. Like this makes perfect sense. It's solar. Like we need roads everywhere. Solar energy is great. You can just light them up yourselves. Don't need to paint them or repave them all the time. You can like make like basketball courts out of them. You can like program them to have like any sports thing you want.
Also, I
It'd be
imagine.
perfect. And then they just went nowhere.
I imagine there would be enough excess energy if you did most of the highways and shit in the country to power the country.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like that would provide like power for like the entire country. And yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, they never did that. We really should work on that.
I'm gonna look that up.
Vote for that, people. Vote for that.
I'm gonna look up what happened to solar freaking roadways. All right, it's time for another one of Harry and Joe's improv
Please
sessions.
don't. The last one was so bad.
No, we're doing this again. All right,
It was so bad. I apologize in advance.
I'll play Stacy.
All right, Harry, your name is Stacy. You know who Stacy is.
I
Joe, your name is Mr. Brenston. You're walking into the local gas station that Stacy works at, and you're trying to get a pack of smokes. All right, go.
Hi, Queen.
Stacy, you bitch, give me cigarettes.
Rude.
I thought you had this character thought out, Harry.
Give me the fucking cigarettes.
Do you want to sub to my Snapchat first?
Fuck no, fuck that.
Have my Insta. Have it.
Oh, right, really? Insta? Okay. What the fuck is this? Oh, God.
Okay, I found it. You guys are free. All right, I found this post.
Please never make us do that again.
I found this post on Reddit. I'll put the link to the Reddit in the description.
I'm very sorry to anyone named Stacy in our audience.
I'm very sorry to anyone named Mr. Brenston.
Sure.
Whatever.
The two people named Mr.
This guy on Reddit says.
The only viewer is going to be someone named Brenston.
This guy on Reddit says, "You see, you can't have solar panels on roadways as the dirt would prevent them to generate any power after a couple of days. Oh, excuse me. It would also be very expensive to change all of the U.S. roads to solar roadways. It says it estimates the cost would be about $56 trillion, which I know is less than 3 times the amount of our current debt.
But you'd get power forever, pretty much.
It says there are at least 2 very different solar power roadways being discussed. Glass solar panels. People are saying it's got a lot of criticism and it's fake. And then layers of glass, silicon, rubber, and concrete. It looks legit but expensive. So,
Well, the thing is,
I guess they're just really expensive.
With the dirt, it's like the highways have dirt on them, but they're not like filthy.
I don't know.
Not from a distance, but when you get up close, there's like a ton of rocks and shit on them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and like if the roads got,
They could have shit that's like snow plows.
Well, actually, one of the things that they promoted from like the Solar Freaking Roadways video is that you wouldn't need like to plow roads anymore because since those things are like batteries inside them, they could just heat themselves up, and so it would just melt anything that landed on them.
Maybe we could just maybe it could be like
Then you're
like they would be replacing snowplows then the road cleaners.
Then your problem is like making sure it doesn't seep into the electronics.
But that's true. I'm sure they would be like fully insulated.
There
still.
are most solar panels I imagine are waterproof.
I guess
they go on roofs.
I guess the problem was they're just like too expensive to like totally like roll out into the entire country. But I'm sure they'd be useful for like small scale operations, like kids' playgrounds or like a small town or something like that.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can I read one more Pokédex entry?
Come on, the one
Well,
guy,
just
the
one-
one,
just one
our one
more.
viewer's like, oh come on.
just one more. Yeah, go ahead. All right, this is Beware from the Pokédex entry from Moon.
There's a Pokemon called Beware.
Yeah, this Pokemon has the habit of hugging its companions. Many trainers have left this world after their spines were squashed by its hug.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, Beware. I'll put a picture up of Beware. It's basically this giant like bipedal bear Pokemon that like it looks like totally like cute and cuddly.
It
like,
will kill you.
It has incredible strength. It can snap people's spines.
God.
That's the joke about it. Like it's like I just want to like run around and hug everyone. People are just like, oh shit, and they're running away from him, is chasing after them, like bashing trees over.
Just running
It's
through
just
a
chasing
house.
through the woods. Yeah,
Just through the walls of a house. Just boom, boom, boom.
yeah. Total topic shift. Do you guys like have like any weird like, I'm not gonna say like dyslexic, but like with your hands, like when you're typing or writing? No, actually no, just writing.
Not
Because well, actually, never mind. With typing, yes. I don't know why. I always mix up my I's and my E's every single time. Like, if you asked me how to spell field and my life depended on it, I would be dead.
Oh, dyslexic. I thought you were talking about like weird tics and stuff.
Oh, no, yeah. It's just like, weird, like spelling anomalies.
Not really. Just the general, like, you know, if two letters are close on a keyboard, I might accidentally hit the other, but nothing like that. I do have like tics though, like if I'm like turning on my computer and like I'm if I'm turning on my computer and I'm like waiting for it to load and I have to like type something, if I'm really impatient, I'll just like mash the keyboard like like I can't just sit still like that. It's I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that. Like, but well, when it comes to verbal, I'm sure you've noticed how much I've stuttered because I keep messing up what I'm about to say.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a stutter too. Like I just stuttered right there. That's it. That's all I had to say. That's my confession. Also, another
I
thing,
thought you were gonna ask if we had any like paranormal experiences or sommen
no.
Out of curiosity, do you two have any?
Yeah, I thought there
paranormal?
was a Gengar in my room the other days ago. But when I another thing I have is like when I'm writing, whenever I mean like to write a D, I'll write a P, and then vice versa with P. Like I'll write a D by accident, and I have no idea why. I just occasionally I'll just want to flip the letter upside down.
There will be times. There's been times in the past where like I'm not really. You know how sometimes you'll be writing something but you won't really be paying attention. You'll be taking notes or something and you'll be looking at the board and not really at your paper. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Trying to take notes really fast. Yeah,
I've done that where I've spelled for some reason. It's not that I write the wrong word. It's I write the correct word, but 100% spelled incorrectly. Like instead of an I, there'll be Y's, and it'll be like a really obvious thing like tire. But it's just the fact that I'm not paying attention to what I'm writing. I'm paying attention to the content. I guess I don't know.
it's interesting.
I remember I was like paying attention to something on the board and writing something, and at that point, like my mind just zoned out. And when I came back to, she wrote Forlorn on the board, but I looked at my paper and it said Fortnite.
That's hilarious. All right, let's go.
Right, got it.
Do you guys have any fun Dungeons and Dragons stories that you want to talk about?
Oh, okay. Wait. Are we allowed to tell Sindri to talk about Sindri?
We are allowed to talk about Sindri as long as we don't mention who played him.
No, I'm more wondering if like YouTube would flag us for having certain phrases.
What do you mean?
We're not. We'll he's heavily insinuated to be a certain kind of activist.
Oh, well,
Who has
No,
certain
no, no,
types
not-
of...
just beat around the bush.
All right, yeah.
don't actually say it, you mean?
Yeah, don't say the word. I think you're thinking.
Yeah, so Sindri was basically the Joker mixed with what Harrison just said. We were playing a one-shot. We were trying to be evil. It was an evil campaign, or evil one-shot. All of our characters were evil. I have to emphasize that was the point. And so our friend decided to play a gnome, who was what Harrison said, mixed with the Joker, just wanted to destroy everything, and he absolutely loved and adored.
His class was the bomber, by the way.
Yeah, we can probably say bomb.
You want it?
Yeah, his character just wanted to basically bomb everything. That's what his character wanted to do.
I pick it up what you're putting down. I'm smelling what you're shitting. Yeah, dude. Go on.
Never say it again. But at one point, our characters decide we're planning to rob a bank. So we decide to go find a nice, quiet place to talk about it. So we go to the church.
You blow it up, right?
We're getting to that.
We blew up much more than
I was
the
totally
church.
guessing.
So we go to the we go to like the church. This is all fictional. I'm emphasizing that as much as I can. This is all fictional.
This is a Basic Boys PSA. Joe does not want to blow up
D&D.
churches.
This was D&D.
While we were traveling in the town of Navely.
Yeah. So okay, we get there. We get to the church. We're talking about it. They're coming up with this elaborate plan to blow up multiple locations as a distraction while we're robbing the bank. So we do that. He sets them off. He has like a line of explosives leading to the bank, or not to the bank, leading to the church that will then be a giant final explosion.
Classic.
He sets the lumber yard on fire, which then spreads into like the poor area, so they're all dying. Also, he hired just a beggar kid to deliver a bomb to the mayor's house. And here's the thing. He said, and make sure to be back at the church at 3 a.m., which is to meet me for the second part of the payment. And 3 a.m. is when the bomb was going to go off.
Yes, of course.
And so we're in like the thing. So eventually we destroyed their political system. We destroyed their economic system. We destroyed their religious system.
Sounds like a normal Friday night to me.
Yeah, the
Welcome
entire
to-
city burned to the ground.
So, and thus D&D North Korea was born.
Here's the thing. This takes place in the same world as our main campaign with our good characters.
Oh.
But the friend who played like Sindri didn't realize it was like canon.
Oh.
And we had shit like invested in this city.
Oh.
So we just screwed ourselves over.
Yikes. I don't play D&D at all, but Harry and Joe here, they...
Too bad you'll never be rad.
Dude, I'm not epic enough to play it. I got 200 virgin points. I'm trying to give them away.
No, that would mean you are playing D&D.
Shit. But yeah, you guys meet up like weekly, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually Friday nights.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they play some Dungeons and dildos.
Then we go to Five Guys.
Have a rich snorting good time.
I think in that campaign I played a
In that one shot, you mean.
one shot. I was a bird person called a kenku.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing about Kenkus. They can't speak, but they can perfectly imitate all the sounds they've heard. So Harrison...
That sounds like a
So,
recipe for some
Harrison-
fun
My
hijinks.
character's backstory was that he lived in the slums for a while, and thus he learned his common language from crack addicts. And so he could only speak in filthy Frank quotes.
Yeah, and he had a soundboard. It was great.
Yeah.
That's... Wait, you gotta say... Oh, yeah.
I set up a
remember this.
soundboard, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. That's hilarious. You're just like, all right, which way we're gonna go? And you're just like, listen, fellas, is it gay to want to date a man? I don't know.
One of my quotes when we were facing like the runaway or die level enemy was, if you're suicidal, you come to the right place.
Who's out there? I have a belt, and I'm not afraid to hang myself.
Papa Franco.
Oh man, I wish Filthy Frank still made videos.
Yeah, but I like his new stuff, and he wasn't happy doing his old stuff, so it's whatever.
I prefer him doing what he
Yeah,
had.
I mean,
what he likes.
obviously, I want him to be happy, but he made some damn good content back in the day.
Oh yeah, there was what else happened in that? Oh yeah, okay. So if you play D&D, then you'll know of this little thing called the Deck of Many Things.
Oof.
And what the Deck of Many Thing is, here is the rule for the Deck of Many Things. You don't put it in D&D. You do not put it in your game unless it's a one-shot and you don't care about your characters.
So you put it in your game.
Yeah, only if you don't put it in your long-form campagn that you
Go on.
because it will destroy your game. You can it can flip. It's supposed to be like half good things, half bad things. It's more like 75% bad, 25%
So it's like
good.
Pandora's box.
It's pretty much, instead of like reading cards that read the future, you pull a card and it makes the future happen.
It just happens immediately?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like you could pull a wealth card and just be fucking rich all of a sudden.
$200. I'm going to go to Dairy Queen.
But you can also pull a card and your evil character will become good, or vice versa. You can pull a card and lose every possession you own, including the clothes you are currently wearing. You can pull a card and have an avatar of death be summoned that you have to fight alone. You can pull a card and the devil will come and kill you. You can pull a card and like be teleported to the void. There's some good ones too, like Wish, but a lot of it's incredibly destructive. And our DM decided to put it in the one shot.
Okay.
So my character, who was like the big barbarian, stupid dragonborn, picked it up and got idiot, which made him even stupider to the point he could barely speak.
That's hilarious.
It's technically the fool, isn't it?
Was it? I don't.
You fool!
I don't remember.
they're
And
all
then
based on-
eventually, as the two remaining characters, like we all died except for two, made their escape, they got caught. And so our guy, out of desperation, pulled out a card and lost all of his possessions.
Oh, God.
including the shit, including everything he just stole and the clothes on his back.
Oh, my
So-
God.
And
And
he
then
just
he-
went, I surrender.
And then he surrendered, but flashed the cards at them. So they got an effect.
So that was the way we did it for some reason. But the
Yeah.
thing is, the effect they got, which, okay, the way we were doing it, it was similar to a video we saw online. If we died, we turned into guards hunting them. We like switch characters to guards that were hunting our previous like friends. Anyway, so they flashed the cards at us, but the effect we got was instant wealth. Like, everyone
that's
up
fun.
everyone up until that point had been horrible.
And then
Oh yeah,
one of the guards drew a card, and a death wraith came by, which, when it touches you, drains your constitution.
oh yeah, you
Wait, what's Constitution?
It's basically your, like, how tough you are.
endurance. Think endurance from Fallout.
All right.
So basically, he touches you and injects you with soy. The more...
He basically turned, and that character died and basically turned into a skeleton. Then your guard character showed up
picked up the cards. I was transported to the void.
instantly. Imagine he just walks up. What's this? What? Gone. And then
Oh.
I played the
stuck there
bank
forever.
manager, and since I got wealth, I got like more than enough money to replace what they stole. So I was just like, get out of here. And then I went into the bank, but little did I know that Sindri had left a little present in the bottom room, which then exploded, and my character fell and died. So out of, I think it was, okay, we had 5 original player characters, and we died 6 times. Like,
Smells like bruh moment to me.
we had 6 out of 5 deaths.
Wait, how does that even work? 6 out of 5?
Because 3 of us, there were 5 of us originally, 3 of us died, then we all played guards, and the 3 guards died.
Oh,
So-
okay.
There were 5 players, and 6 of us died. We died 6 times.
Well, on that note, that was a pretty good podcast. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was all right.
All right, Joe. I guess if you don't
I mean,
like
we
it,
talked
then-
about Pokemon a lot.
That's true. We're gonna call this one the Pokemon episode.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Pokemon.
You know what?
Buy our Pokemon merch.
Just talk
Did
about it.
Pikachu with Kate's face on it.
Did you know that the pincer grips its prey in its pincers and splits them apart?
I actually did know that.
You fucking nerd.
But wait a minute. Wait, do you guys hear that? That sounds like a bro moment. Oh God!